Come to a kneeling position at the back of your mat. Reach your hands forward and then lower the forehead towards the ground, finding child's pose. Let the knees rest together here, the toes touching, and the hips sinking back towards your heels. And begin to notice all the points that your body is connecting with the ground beneath you. Feeling your forehead supported, feeling the areas around your elbows, your forearms, your wrists, your fingertips. Noticing what areas of your legs are being supported by the ground. Noticing how your feet are resting on the earth. And then just noticing the areas that you feel the most pressure, the most weight of your body pressing into the ground, and the force of the ground pressing up against you, supporting you. Begin to notice your breath. Begin to deepen it, inhaling through the nose deeply and exhaling out the nose, long and slow. Working to lengthen the breath as we continue to move through our practice. Stretch the fingertips forward, lift your hips high, finding puppy pose. Rest your forehead on your mat. Opening your heart up towards the ground, stretching through your chest. And then come up high up onto the fingertips, and then rest the chin now down on towards the mat, deepening your puppy pose. Roll the spine as you come back to a kneeling position, and then come into a seated cat-cow. Lift the gaze, draw the chest through. Exhale, round your spine behind you as you tuck your chin. Keeping the hands gripping the knees, using them as anchor points as you move the spine back and forth. Continuing this movement as you warm up the body. Getting out any early morning creaks or aches or stiffness. Continuously deepening your breath here. Walk the hands out. Find tabletop pose, and then lift your hips high, finding downward facing dog. Slowly begin to pedal out the feet, bending one knee, and then bending the other. Lifting your tailbone high up towards the sky, with your gaze just resting at your toes. Come into a neutral downward dog, and then roll forward slowly with control into plank pose. Bend your knees, send your hips high, downward facing dog. Continuing this movement from plank to downward facing dog, rolling through the spine. Exhale, we roll forward to plank, head being the last thing to get there. And then we bend the knees, sink the hips high, rolling through the spine. Meet in plank pose, lower down on towards your left knee, extend the right leg out towards the length of your mat, coming out onto the knife edge of the foot. Inhale, rise with the arms, finding warrior two arms. Gazes out towards the middle finger, and then with an exhale, reverse your arms, allowing the right arm to come down the right leg, left arm up and overhead. Exhale, switch sides. Lower left arm, right arm reaches up and overhead. Side body stretch on the right side. Both hands come down, and then step left foot up, finding low lunge. Hands at heart center in Anjali Mudra. Sink the hips forward. lengthening your breath here, smooth, slow, and steady. Hands frame front foot, come back onto the toes of the back foot. Plant the right hand, lift left arm towards the sky, revolved lunge. Inhale, rise, high crescent lunge. Both hip points are facing towards the front of your mat. Front knee is right over the ankle, back leg is straight. Hands come heart center. Take baby steps up, finding warrior 3 pose. Reaching right foot back behind you. Gaze is right down to the mat right in front of your face. Hands at heart center. Lower the hands, finding L pose or half splits. Lower the foot. Bring the feet wide and allow opposite hand to grab opposite elbow as you find forward fold. Slowly lower right hand down towards the mat. Bend right knee, straighten left leg, reach left arm up towards the sky. Revolved forward fold. Exhale, switch sides. Left hand comes down, bend your left knee, straighten right leg, right hand towards the sky. Option to come up onto the fingertips of the planted hand for more space. Exhale, come on down, finding gorilla pose. Flip the tops of the hands down and then slowly wiggle each hand under the toes of each foot. Begin to find a cat-cow movement here. Inhale, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone. Exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin. Legs stay straight. Slowly release the hands and then step back, finding downward facing dog. Bend one knee and then the other, creating a bit more space in your downward dog. Roll forward, find your high plank. Exhale, bend the knees, lift the hips high, downward facing dog. See if you can slow down this movement, repeating it as you roll forward, inch by inch, and then exhale, swing the hips back and up, downward facing dog. Next time you're in plank, lower down onto the right knee, and then extend left leg long, coming out onto the knife edge of the foot. Keep your right hand down and let your left hand reach up to the sky. Rising up, find warrior 2 arms, gazes out towards the middle finger at the front of your mat. Exhale, reverse. Left arm comes down the leg, reach right arm up and overhead. Side body stretch on the right. Lower right arm, inhale left arm up and overhead, side body stretch on the left side. Hands come down, step right foot through, finding low crescent lunge. Hands come to prayer in Anjali Mudra. Take a moment to center your breath here and sink heavy through your hips. Hands frame front foot. Keep left hand planted, curl back, toes under, and then reach right arm towards the sky, revolved high lunge. Twisting your chest up and open towards the right side of your space. Inhale, rise, high crescent lunge. Both hip points are pointing forward. Back leg is straight, front knee over ankle. arms extended. Hands come heart center. Take baby steps up until you find warrior 3. One long line of energy from the crown of the head all the way towards the heel of your back foot. Hands at heart center to help with balance. Hands come down towards your mat. Lower the head as you lift the leg just a little higher for standing splits. Release the foot down towards the earth. Step the feet wider towards the edges of your mat. Opposite hand, opposite elbow as you forward fold. Let yourself sway slightly side to side here. Coming back to that deepening of the breath. Long, slow inhale in, long, slow exhale out. You make your way into revolved forward fold by placing the left hand down towards the ground, bend left knee, reach right arm towards the sky. Exhale, switch. Right arm down, bent right knee, left arm to the sky. Inhale, center, hands come down, bend through the knees, bring the hands to heart center, finding Malasana pose. The elbows sneak into the inner thighs, pressing the knees open and away. Hips are heavy, sinking down towards the ground. Keep the gaze forward, and if you're comfortable, maybe close the eyes, coming into a short meditation here. Noticing how your breath is in this moment. And consciously deepening it and then slowing it down. Slowly roll onto your back. Draw your left leg in towards your chest. Interlace the hands around the ankle. Extend right leg long. And then switch sides. Lift up the chest. And then switch out the legs. Taking a pulse in between switches. Drawing the leg just a little closer. And then switching sides. Using the core here, point your toes. Keeping the right leg extended, begin to pulse, lifting and lowering 5 times. Switch sides, pulse 5 times. When you're ready, switch sides, pulse 5 times. Last one. Switch sides, pulse 5 times. Bring both knees into your chest. Extend the legs long. Lift the arms up and overhead. Interlace the hands, except for the pointer finger, and then open the legs as you point the pointer finger in between the legs. Close the legs as you relax back, and repeat again. Inhale, rise, crunch. Exhale, release, bring the legs together. Repeating this several times, pointing the hands between the legs as they open and close. Point your toes here. You've got this, so close. Pause and hold with the legs extended, hands pointed in the center. And then exhale, slowly lower the legs down. Reach the arms up and overhead for a full body stretch. Place the knees onto your mat, preparing for bridge pose. Press the hands into the mat. And inhale, lift the hips high. Pausing here, maybe interlace the hands under the back, lift the hips just a little higher. Find your breath and find your center here. Slowly with control, lower the hips down. Walk the feet towards the edges of your mat and begin to windshield wipe the legs from side to side. To link this movement with your breath, when we inhale, the legs come up, and as we exhale, we lower them towards the other side. Let this movement be slow and steady, moving with your breath. The next time the legs are over towards the right, pick up the right foot and place it on top of the left knee. Pausing here. Just noticing where you feel the stretch. Release the foot off the knee and then switch the legs towards the other side. This time the left foot comes on top of the right knee. Bring the knees into your chest and then rock and roll up to a seated position. We're going to end today's class in a short meditation, so finding a comfortable position to meditate in. That might be cross-legged, maybe sitting on the edge of a blanket, kneeling, or maybe sitting in a chair. Allow the hands to rest on top of your knees. Relax the shoulders and the arms. Feel the spine grow tall with your next inhale. And as you exhale, feel your legs and hips soften and relax. Begin to notice the state of your breath in this moment. Just feeling if it feels smooth and deep, maybe a bit shallow and short. Maybe noticing if your inhale is longer than your exhale, or vice versa. If your exhale is longer than your inhale. Just taking a moment to feel centered in your breath. I invite you to begin to imagine the day ahead of you. And seeing if you can cultivate gratitude for whatever the day ahead of you has in store. Maybe having gratitude for everything in your day going exactly as you would like it to. Maybe there's something that you've been worried about or carrying around that maybe feels a little heavy. And just imagine feeling gratitude, having faith that everything is going to work out exactly as you wanted it to. Feeling gratitude for the goodness before it has yet to come into fruition. When we create faith in the good things, we work with the law of attraction, creating a mindset of abundance and tuning into the frequency of receiving. Having faith and certainty versus hopelessness, and allowing ourselves to feel grateful, so grateful for all the goodness that's in our lives and all the goodness that is yet to come. Bringing your hands to heart center and just really feeling this gratitude for the beautiful day that you have ahead of you, for all the goodness that's in your life and all the goodness that's on its way. Namaste.